This is Thursday, November 3rd, 5 days until the 2016 presidential election, and this is The Closer. It is not breaking news. He will do it again today at least once. Donald Trump will attack the media. Did it in Miami yesterday. Said, quote, "Another important issue for Americans is integrity in journalism. These people are among the most dishonest people I've ever met, spoken to, done business with. These are the most dishonest people." The crowd booed lustily. There has never been anywhere near the media dishonesty like we've seen in this election. Don't worry, they won't spin the cameras and show the kinds of massive crowds. They won't do that. He says this every single day. Yesterday, he singled out, for the third time, one reporter, my ex-girlfriend, incidentally, Katie Tur from NBC, still a dear friend. She was harassed by the simpering bullies who populate the Trump crowds, but she is fine because unlike them or Trump, she's neither a coward nor a fascist. Still, abusing the media, encouraging the incitement of physical harm against them, that always whips up a Trump crowd. But it's also a preview. His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, was rumored this week to be using personnel recruiters to try to staff up Trump TV, which starts the obvious cognitive dissonance thing echoing again. Trump TV means his family expects him to lose the election, right? Already in the proverbial soft launch on Facebook, it is a cynical exploitation of the last 16 months of relentless Trump self-promotion and reality show plotlines and network enablers and the accumulation of a database of at least 12 million email addresses. But it is based on that one premise. President Trump would have no time for his own political television apparatus. Right? What would a president of the United States need his own television network for? What would a president of the United States, elected purely as a cult figure and facing enormous opposition from the very moment of his inauguration, do with his own television network? What would a president of the United States, with no apparent commitment to nor understanding of democracy, with only a stated insistence that, quote, "I alone can fix it," what would he put on his own television network? Trump TV is not designed as a fallback in case he loses. Trump TV is designed as a ready-made propaganda outlet in case he wins. Trump TV is not a consolation prize. It is a means of consolidating power once he is in the White House. It might not even remain Trump TV. It might morph into something like official state TV. What more could he ask for? Indeed, what would he need more than a media outlet that always agrees with his indecisions and his whims and his insults, and then demonizes and then organizes action against those who criticize him, and ultimately can be amped up to outshout the unofficial American broadcasters, the disloyal ones like CBS and NBC and ABC and CNN and Fox News, and every nascent operation from The Closer to Breitbart TV if they will not toe the line. Hell, why bother outshouting them for very long? Trump has already threatened all the media of this country, all those protected by libel laws, all free speech. He has threatened CNN and the New York Times by name. 9 days ago, his henchman Dan Scavino threatened Megyn Kelly. Watch, he tweeted, "What happens to her after this election is over?" Why would you assume Trump would bother sticking to the laws when he believes, as no president in our history has ever believed, that he can just nullify laws with executive orders? Why not cut to the chase and just announce that you can't broadcast news without a license from the American government, and we will let you know when your license application has been reviewed? In the age of satellites and internet, it is doubtful that Trump TV as state TV could totally drown out outside voices, even when the Nazis took over all of German radio in 1934. And then in 1939, they made it a criminal offense to listen to foreign stations. Words of dissent did make it through, but not from within their country. And ask the Chinese or the North Koreans how unfettered their internet is. They are told, and eventually most of them come to actually believe, that in blocking them from seeing half or more of all websites, their governments aren't denying them truth, but protecting them from external brainwashing. Happily, that could never happen here, not with Trump having demonized the current American media during virtually every one of his speeches like yesterday, to the point where on the 13th of last month at Cincinnati, the motorcade serving the entire traveling campaign corps had to be guarded by police dressed in riot gear. Happily, that could never happen here, Not with Trump having advocated for restrictions on the internet to keep terrorists from communicating or from brainwashing American minds. And then he would decide who's a terrorist. Happily, that could never happen here. Not with Trump's toady Newt Gingrich having gone on record as long ago as 2006 saying that part of the internet needed to be turned off and part of the First Amendment needed to be reconsidered. No. Trump TV is his backup plan, just to cash in on his indisputable popularity with the average American. The average American who believes what Trump tells him, that the rigged media is conspiring against him and conspiring against Trump, who shouts Lügenpresse and yells homophobic and racist slurs at the reporters and does so with impunity, who wants to hear that Trump is right, and Trump is good, and Trump is winning, and Trump has gotten them all better jobs, and Trump has made America great again, and Trump has gotten rid of those filthy immigrants, and Trump is happy to raise the chocolate ration to 20 grams a week, and Trump has killed the terrorists, and Trump alone fixed it, and Trump recognizes which group is the next threat, and Trump is acting to protect you from it, and Trump has good news about the fighting, and Trump is right, we have always been at war with East Asia. But no, Trump TV is just his backup plan if he loses. Besides, even if he is elected, and even if he wanted to do this, he couldn't, establish his own Trump TV network and then shut down all the other media in this country. Let me ask you one question. Who would stop him? That's The Closer. I'm Keith Olbermann. Watch this space.